Juicy, smoky and roasty aubergines stuffed with their own flesh in a spiced tomato sauce. Let me show you how it's done in less than 4 minutes. Start by slicing your aubergines in half and then score them in a zigzag pattern like this. Then give them a bit of olive oil and a nice pinch of salt, and do make sure you rub it into all the little nooks and crannies you have just created. Then throw them into a 200-degree oven for about 25 minutes. While the aubergines are roasting, we can get the filling started. Chop up some garlic, a nice big onion and a few tomatoes. There is a lot of room to improvise here, but today I'm keeping it quite simple. Get some oil in a pan and start frying the garlic and onion. Keep it on a medium heat for 5 to 7 minutes, and I personally don't mind if they start to get a little bit of color and caramelization. After about 25 minutes, the aubergines should have gotten quite tender and we can scoop out the flesh. Make sure you leave a little bit in there so the shell keeps a bit of structural integrity, and also these are very hot, so do be careful with your little fingers. You should now have some empty aubergine shells and a pile of aubergine flesh. That flesh can join our onions in the frying pan, as well as some salt, some Turkish red pepper paste, Aleppo pepper flakes, and some smoked paprika and cinnamon. Fry that for about a minute to wake up the flavors, and then add the fresh tomatoes and cook those down. Their juices should deglaze the pan and create a super jammy texture, but if it looks a little bit too dry, you just add a bit of water in there. I'm gonna add a few more things to this, some fresh parsley and some toasted nuts. I'm pretty broke this month, so I'm using some old sesame seeds that I found in my cupboard, but if you can afford it, pine nuts go super hard in here. Toasted almonds or pistachios are also amazing, but any toasted nut or seed will do. And then I'm gonna taste for seasoning, and it's awesome, but needed a little bit of salt. Super sweet from the onions and pepper paste, and then a lovely backbone of spices and nuts, and a little fresh touch of parsley. Stuff the shells with a couple of spoons of the filling, and then if you want to, you can throw a little dusting of breadcrumbs on top and a drizzle of olive oil to create a nice crust. I'm doing 2 with and 2 without, so you can see the difference. When that is done, throw them back into the oven for another 20 to 25 minutes until they look like this. The filling has set a little bit and the breadcrumbs are golden brown and crispy. And that's it, a fairly simple thing to make, but I do think they look quite fancy, and above all, they are freaking delicious. There are so many amazingly roasty flavors in here, and I really like the addition of breadcrumbs for a crispy topping. And the best thing of all is that you can do so many things with stuffed aubergines. You could spice it differently, you could add raisins or lentils, beans or rice to the mixture. So it's a very nice technique to work with, and then you can play around with whatever you like. I like to serve it up with some lovely kısır, and if you want to see how I make that, I have a video from last week right here. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for those of you who subscribe to the channel, and if you want, do let me know in the comments if there is anything you want me to have a go at in the next coming weeks. Peace!